When it comes to the Justice League, imagining going up against any of its members is almost implausible. There's a reason why they're on DC's most powerful team of heroes. The concept of taking each of those members down is almost absurd when you really think about it. But absurd does not mean impossible. There has been several cases over the years in which the Justice League has been brought down by a superhero single-handedly. It's rare, but it has happened. Sometimes these cases occur on different Earths. Sometimes it's not the entire Justice League they slaughter, but a pretty good portion of it. And sometimes these heroes have no control over their actions. So today we are diving deeper into JLA history with our list of the top 10 superheroes who defeated the Justice League. Number 10. Green Lantern. Sometimes it's one of Justice League's own members that takes down the entire team. Green Lantern is a prime example of that case, but it wasn't an intentional thing. Once upon a time, Green Lantern was possessed by Parallax. He was essentially a fear entity. With power like that, he was capable of taking down the Justice League. Needless to say, his reign of terror was put to an end before things got a little too out of hand. Speaking of members of the Justice League who have tried to kill the Justice League though, in at number 9, Superman. Kinda seems like a no-brainer, huh? The Man of Steel, out of all of the members of the Justice League, is perhaps the most capable of destroying them on a whim if he were to turn. Because of his extreme power and strength, he's become a bit of a target over the years ever since the Golden Age, where many a plotline has revolved around villains trying to abduct the hero, possess him, steal his powers, etc., all to fight off other members of the JLA or take over the world. It's a bit of a reoccurring plot point, really. Even in the 2017 Justice League movie, Supes fights against his impending teammates after not being, dead no more. If anyone were to take on the JLA, it's him. That being said, as seen in the Injustice series or Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, even when Superman thinks he's won, Batman has really won. You just can't beat plot armor like the Caped Crusaders. Moving on to number 8, Amazo. Amazo managed to take down the Justice League in DC's animated universe. An android created by Professor Ivo, Amazo has the ability to mimic other characters' abilities. So as you can imagine, rubbing shoulders with members of the Justice League is not something that many wanted to see happen. Lex Luthor did though, and used Amazo, manipulating the situation so that the android would destroy the Justice League for him. Amazo fled Earth though, wanting to seek out more intelligent life. Ouch. He did return to Earth though, and had all of the powers of the members of the Justice League, so he was a pretty big threat. But not initially a threat for our heroes. Instead, his return was to kill Luthor, and the Justice League stood in his way, which resulted in Amazo taking them out. In at number 7, Gotham. We ain't talking the city here, friends, we talking the hero. Gotham was a promising hero who first appeared in DCU Rebirth issue 1 in 2016. Real name Henry Clover Jr., he and his partner Gotham Girl gave off some serious Superman Supergirl vibes. They were metahumans who initially aided Batman in saving a commercial plane from a Cobra Cult terrorist attack. Batman took them under his wing, but soon it's revealed that they got their powers from Hugo Strange and Psycho Pirate. Powers that would degrade their lifespan the more that they used them. They eventually go on a rampage and nearly kill the members of the Justice League before succumbing to their powers and dying themselves. Karma? In at number 6, Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter is one of those heroes in the DC universe who is continually full of surprises. Now for starters, he's a hero who is capable of a lot. The range of his abilities is actually pretty mind-blowing when you break it down. Ja'an has a genius-level intellect. He's got superhuman speed, strength, and endurance. A photographic memory. He can turn himself invisible. He can shapeshift. He has regenerative healing factor. He can fly. He has 9 Martian senses that we don't even fully know what that exactly entails. He can make himself intangible. He has heat vision. He's telekinetic and telepathic. Dude can do lots. Needless to say, he can be a pretty big threat. And this was the case during the JLA Trial by Fire story arc back in 2003, in which Ja'an attempted to cure himself of his fear of fire, opening him up to an ancient burning Martian named Furnace who used the hero's body to fight against the Justice League. They ended up getting saved by a major disaster and all was well. And at number 5, Triumph. Triumph's involvement with the Justice League is the product of good old retcon. First appearing in 1994, he was a hero capable of controlling the electromagnetic spectrum. The character was revealed to be a founding member of the JLA, but on their first mission, he was teleported into a dimensional limbo that also affected time, which resulted in no one remembering him. Oh, superhero plot twists. So one can imagine why he was so damn entitled and had a bad temper. A lot of mulling over some negative feelings for a long time. He ended up being manipulated by an evil imp into bringing down the Justice League. Yes, an evil imp. The character is most famous for being strongly disliked, which writer Christopher Priest and editor Brian Augustyn decided to play with by making the characters within the DC universe also strongly dislike him. In at number 4, Wonder Woman. If Superman made this list, you bet your butt Wonder Woman did too. Now unlike the Man of Steel, possession with the intention of turning her into a weapon against the JLA isn't really top priority for a lot of Diana's enemies. enemies. She's never really been the type to go after her fellow members on the team either. Rather, when Diana has turned against them, it's usually been on an alternate Earth. A prime example of that is the Flashpoint universe. She murders Aquaman, decapitates Mera, stabs Shazam, aka Billy Batson, a kid, right in the heart. She's ruthless and merciless when she needs to be. Luckily, Diana isn't a JLA member that's easily corrupted. Moving on to number 3, Nightwing. Being Batman's ward sure does have its perks. You're privy to everything, a lot of information, working with the world's greatest detective who's downright obsessed with being prepared for literally any situation. It's also no easy job, which is something that's been reflected in Dick Grayson's story arcs over the years, and is also kind of the basic premise of DC's Titans show, which is surprisingly really good, FYI. Regardless, the acrobatic crime fighter has had the upper hand over many, having been trained by the Dark Knight himself. Dude is capable of a lot, including taking down the Justice League. In Nightwing: The New Order, a story that occurs in a near-future world where society has rejected superheroes, he does exactly that. Metahumans are illegal. Nightwing heads a government-sponsored task force to hunt them down, which also includes hunting down the Justice League, which he does. Moving on to number 2, Shazam. Originally a character owned by Fawcett Comics, Shazam, whose name changed from Captain Marvel after a fun ping-pong match of a legal battle, can arguably rival the power and strength of Superman. Shazam, the name of the wizard who gave him his powers and also the word that he says to activate said powers, stands for 6 immortal elders: Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury, all of whom Shazam has traits from. So in other words, he's wicked strong when he transforms. While in the past he's been a member of the Justice League, he's also come up against them a few times, with the most memorable conflict and successful one being in Alex Ross and Mark Waid's Kingdom Come miniseries circa 1996. Billy Batson, now an adult, is manipulated by villainous mastermind Lex Luthor into taking on the Justice League and Batman's Outsiders team. He almost kills Superman in the process. Eventually, he breaks free from Lex's control and ends up sacrificing himself in order to save everyone. Oh Shazam, you and that heart of gold. And finally, in at number 1, Batman. Of course Batman can take on the Justice League. Not only does the Caped Crusader have some serious plot armor, he's also notorious for being overprepared and paranoid. So, works with the Justice League on a regular basis. Wonders what would happen if any of them turned evil. Decides to come up with a backup plan to kill any of them if they lost it. Yep, that sounds like Bruce Wayne to me. That's exactly what went through Bruce's head during the 2000 JLA Tower of Babel storyline. Ra's al Ghul would steal all of Batman's information, revealing that the Caped Crusader had a plan if any of the members turned on him. We also got another glimpse of what Batman's intellect and preparation could do in 2014's Batman Endgame storyline, in which he fought the League while in one of his Bat-Mech suits while all of his peers were exposed to Joker toxin, when the villain returned for the first time after the iconic Death of the Family story arc. Needless to say, Batman's got this. Alright, there we have it friends. What other heroes can you think of that have defeated the Justice League in the past? How about villains? Let us know in those comments below. If you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more lists just like this one. We also have a nifty little playlist currently flashing on your screen that you should totally click and check out. In the meantime though, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.